Hello, my name is Dr. Kelly Kennedy, and I'm the principal of Brea Junior High School. And I am so excited to be a part of this career exploration experience that you're participating in today. I love what I do, and I can't wait to share with you all the amazing things that being a principal is all about. So stay tuned, because I know together we're going to learn a lot about what it takes to be a principal. But first, I want to introduce my incredible family. These people are such an important part of my life. Here in this corner, I have my husband and my son and his beautiful wife. They just got married a couple of years ago, and it was a great party. This other big picture is my entire family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and his family. All of these members of my family have really supported me throughout my journey of becoming a principal. And then, of course, I had to put my two grand puppies picture. This is Louie and Gus. They're my son and daughter-in-law's dogs, and I love them a lot and love to hang out with them. So I had to share the good fun that we have. Here is my family. But today we're talking a little bit about what it takes to be a school site principal. So first, I thought I would share with you all about my education. First and foremost, go Wildcats. I am a graduate of Brea Olinda High School. I grew up here in the Brea community and am quite proud of what Brea schools have to offer. After attending and graduating from Brea Olinda High School, I went on to get my bachelor's degree, which takes 4 years. I attended California State University of Fullerton, which is right next door, the town next to us. It takes 4 years to get your bachelor's degree. I got it in the area of child development, and then it takes 1 extra year to get your teaching credential. This will ensure that you have the ability to teach at the elementary or the secondary level. At the elementary level, you get what's called a multiple subject teaching credential, which allows you to teach all the varieties of subjects: math, English, history, science, PE, etc. Or you could get a secondary teaching credential, which is a single subject credential that specializes in one subject area. So you would focus on just math, or just English, or just history, or just science, whatever topic or subject area you love most. But for me, I got a multiple subject teaching credential because I loved all of the subject areas. Then I became a teacher. While I was teaching, I also decided to get my master's degree. A master's degree takes about 3 years, and it also takes an extra year to get an administrative credential. An administrative credential is very much like a teaching credential, but administrative credential allows you to become an administrator, which is another word for principal. So I went back while I was working and teaching and got my master's degree and administrative credential at Azusa Pacific University. So yes, I worked during the day, and then I went to school at night, a couple of nights a week. I had to make sure I kept up on all my homework. Education is very important to me. As a principal, you have to love learning. And I think it's so important for any educator or a principal to continue to grow and learn. So I went back just a couple years ago to Brandman University, and I got my doctorate degree. That's why I get to call myself Dr. Kelly Kennedy. And it took me 3 years. But please know, students, you do not need your doctorate degree in order to be a site principal. You have to get your bachelor's degree, you have to teach, and then you have to get your master's degree along with an administrative credential in order to be a principal. So the doctorate degree was just a little extra because obviously I believe that learning and growing is really important. Here's a fun fact. I have spent 41 years in a school, and will have spent 22 years going to school. So yes, if you're thinking about becoming a principal, you gotta like school. My first teaching job was at Arovista Elementary School right here in Brea. I taught fourth grade for 5 years. And yes, students, if you want to become a site principal, you do have to teach for a number of years. It's really important to know what it's like to be in the classroom. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I was growing up and going to high school and even college, my dream job was being a teacher. I always knew I wanted to teach. I loved working with students, teaching new things, and seeing them grow and develop into young adults. And so teaching is a key element of becoming a site principal. I never really realized I wanted to be a site principal until I started working on committees, both at my school at Arovista and at the district level, which means that you work with teachers all across the district in all the different schools. And what I learned is that I loved working with students, not just the students in my class, but students throughout the school and even district-wide. And that's when I decided that maybe I wanted to become a site principal. Because truly, when I went to college, I knew that I wanted to teach because I love teaching and I wanted to have that job forever and ever. So students, it goes to show you that sometimes what you think you want to do when you grow up may change and grow, and that's okay. Explore all of your options and see what it's like. But for me, I loved teaching and taught fourth grade for several years. But then I realized that I wanted to make a bigger impact than just in my one classroom. I wanted to impact and support students across the school, which is why I decided to be a site principal. So from Arovista Elementary School, like I said, I got that school teaching experience. I went on to be the principal here at Olinda Elementary School. And then, of course, right now, I'm the principal of Brea Junior High School. Now, as a site principal, you have lots of options. You can be a principal at an elementary school, which is usually kindergarten through 5th or 6th grade. You can be the principal of a junior high school or middle school, which is grades 6, 7, 8, or maybe like in my case, just 7, 8. Or you can be the principal of a high school, which is grades 9 through 12. So there's lots of opportunities to get different experiences being a principal. I have had both the opportunity to be at the elementary level and the secondary level. But there are some principals that will only work at high school. And there are some principals that only like working at an elementary school. But for me, I decided to try both and have more opportunities to learn and grow and work with different groups of students, and of course, different groups of parents and different groups of staff members. I have a little fun facts because people always ask what it's like to be a principal. And let me tell you, every day is different. One fun fact about me is that my name is actually engraved on one of these 3 schools. I'll let you in on a little secret. It's Olinda Elementary School. I was the principal when Olinda changed from one location to a second location. So as a principal, I got to design and build a school. How cool is that? I got to decide what classrooms look like, where the playground went. So who would have thought being a principal, you also get to be an architect and a design. So I'm very proud that I got to participate in designing the brand new Olinda Elementary School. Here's another fun fact. I once had to call a gentleman by the name of Farmer Bill, as his cow had broken through the fence and was looking into a classroom window. Yep, that is true. Who would have thought? The old Olinda Elementary School was tucked up in the hills of Brea. We had this beautiful countryside where cows would graze on the grass field. Well, one day they broke through the fence, came onto the playground, and were looking in a classroom. And so who's in charge of a school and had to handle it? The principal. Boy, every day is different when you're a site principal. I didn't think I was going to have to make sure I handled a cow and make sure he safely got back over on the other side of the fence. It was definitely a day to remember. Another fun fact, one of our schools was awarded a National Blue Ribbon Award. And because of that, I got a free trip to Washington, D.C. Pretty cool. Now, I share those fun facts because what I love best about being a principal is that every day is a different experience. And I learn and I grow and I get to try a lot of new things each and every day. So that's a little bit about my career life, but also a little bit about the fun adventures you may go on as a site principal. So students always ask me, what's it like a day in the life of a principal? And really, to me, I am a support. I am a support to students. I am a support to staff members. I'm a support to parents, and I'm a support to community members. I love having the opportunity to have a relationship with a whole school wide of students, getting to know them, helping them explore and learn and grow in new opportunities. I give a lot of advice, good advice, I think, giving students an opportunity to maybe make better choices and get their path on the right track. When it comes to students, I definitely think of myself as a counselor, but I also did think of myself as someone that sets really high expectations so that everybody can follow the rules and learn in a safe and happy school environment. That's really a primary responsibility of a principal, making sure that the school is a safe and happy and productive learning environment for each and every student. And as principal, you have a big part in that responsibility. I also support staff members. We work together in teams and talk about instruction and learning. We have staff meetings where we work together and design plans and activities that best meet the needs of our students and our school. I also do a lot of support for parents and community members. I love working with parents and community members and starting new clubs on campus, maybe fundraising so that our robotics team can go to state championships. As a site principal, you're going to work with a variety of people each and every day. So it's important that you're a people person and you like to problem solve and figure out solutions and make sure that the school is the best it can be for each and every student. Little fun fact about me, a couple of them that you can see. I've actually been a principal for 20 years. And like I said, when I started off, I knew I just wanted to teach. So I encourage you to stay open to new opportunities because when I had an opportunity to become a principal, it was one of the best decisions I have ever made. I love impacting not only a classroom of students, but a whole school wide of students. I believe in teamwork, strong communication, and lots of collaboration. We want to work together with the students, the staff members, the parents, and the community members to make the school the best it can be for each and every student. And that is the primary responsibility of the principal. And after 20 years of being a principal, I love every minute of my job and my responsibility, knowing that I make a huge impact in the lives of students and staff members. Some of the other responsibilities that I thought were important is that we as a site principal, yes, students always ask, do you handle student discipline? And yes, that is one of the primary responsibilities of a principal. And I think it's important for a principal to realize that we want to make sure our students have good expectations, but also make good choices from here on out. I do believe that students can every now and then make a wrong choice, but it's important to learn from that choice, set yourself on the right path, and make good choices from here on out. And as the principal, I am the guide that will support and counsel students when it comes to a student discipline. Also, I have the fantastic job of, like I shared, leading the teachers, students, and staff members. You got to have a lot of positive energy, and you got to love what you do in leading a school and enjoying it. I also have the great job of hiring teachers. So let's say we need a new math teacher. I get to sit on the panel, review all the applicants, and pick the very best candidate for the job. Now, mind you, the principal doesn't do this all by themselves. They also have the help of a team, because there's a lot of teamwork when it comes to a principal. But ultimately, you have that primary responsibility of hiring the very best and keeping the very best teachers on a campus so they can provide the very best education to students. We also have a primary role of designing and implementing school programs. Now, I'm proud to say that we've done that a lot here at the junior high. When I first got to the junior high school campus about 7 years ago, we didn't have after-school athletics. And I just know that students love participating in basketball and cross country and soccer, and they need that outlet, that activity. So I worked really hard to bring back after-school athletics and get funding and make sure we had the financial resources. I went out to the community and asked for contributions so that we could have after-school athletics on our school campus. That is an amazing job and responsibility of a principal. Also, several years ago, I worked really hard with all of the teachers to make sure that students here at Brea Junior High had 2 elective classes. And we got a lot of great electives. We have broadcast television, we have robotics, we've got design and modeling, we've got speech and debate, we have AVID, I could go on and on. But as a principal, your main job is also making sure that the school programs on campus are something that are exciting, that students want to take, and they have opportunities to learn things that might be in their career or college future. So as you can see, there are a lot of responsibilities of a school principal, and all of them really focus on making school an amazing place and an amazing learning environment for all students. So if you like school, being a principal would be a great job. I have a few common questions about being the life of a principal. Students will often ask me, how much money does a principal get paid? And I will share with you that there's different amounts, whether you're an elementary principal, a junior high school principal, or a secondary or high school principal, I should say. And the range can be anywhere from 100,000 to about 150,000 is how much a principal will make. Now, mind you, we do work a good amount of days. We do definitely work more days than a teacher does. So at the elementary level, you may work, let's say, around 210 days. A junior high principal who will make a little bit more money will make about, will work about 220 days. And a high school principal usually works 12 months. They usually work all year long because they're preparing and have summer school and preparing to get things for kids. So the range, again, of salary that principals make is anywhere between 100,000 to about 150,000. So no, the next question, do principals get the whole summer off? No, we definitely get a good chunk of time. Like I said, at the elementary level, the junior high level, and the secondary level, it's a little different. We don't get the whole summer off because obviously we need to be getting ready and preparing for our upcoming school year, which means we need to be at work getting the programs ready, aligning the budget, buying the instructional supplies, getting the classrooms ready. So we do work some of the summer so that the school year can kick off at a great start. Question 3, what subjects areas do you need to do well at in school to be a principal? Well, to be honest, I would say all of them. You definitely need to be good in math because you will be working with a budget that you need to buy supplies for classrooms and materials. You may need to purchase dues or registration for, let's say, your robotics club to go to competition. So math is definitely something you need to pay attention to. I would also say English. English is definitely a subject area you need to focus on. As a principal, you're going to do a lot of reading of new things that are going on or new programs that are out there that you might want to bring back to your school site. And with English comes writing. And a site principal at any of the levels really needs to be a strong writer, because you're going to communicate to parents, you're going to send emails to community members. So you want to make sure you have strong writing skills as well. What is a typical day like for a principal? Question number 4. To be honest with you, every day is different as a site principal. It's one of the things I love best about it. A typical day really is about supervising the students and the instructional program that is going on each and every day. So I would say that though typical days are, each day is different, a typical day is all about in the classrooms and the instruction that's going on within the classrooms. Question 5, what other jobs can you do after becoming a principal? Great question. So again, as I shared, principals may try different levels. They may go from elementary to secondary. They may go from a junior high to a high school. They may go from a high school down to an elementary. They may go to different schools, maybe in different districts, because each school has different characteristics, different number of students. So they may just kind of go from being one principal at a school to another school. There's also opportunities for principals to step up at the district level. You might, from being a principal, you might become a director of a district. So you would be in charge of all of the schools. Maybe you're the director of special education, or you're the director of student services and attendance. You could be the director of human resources. So many principals, after working at school sites, will sometimes step up to the district office level in a director position so that they can work with all of the schools within their district. So there's definitely opportunities. But in my experience, and now that I've been a site principal for 20 years, some of us just love being on a school campus and interacting with students and staff members and parents and community members. So sometimes being a site principal is what it's all about. The exciting part about career exploration is just figuring out what you love and becoming the best version of yourself. Please know that along this journey, you should try new things, join clubs, sit on committees, volunteer in your community. Just explore what's out there. See what interests you, what you're passionate about. And, ultimately, you're going to be in a job for many years. And so you want to enjoy it. You want to be able to love what you do, learn and grow each and every day. So it really is important right now, as you're exploring all the opportunities out there, to do just that. Really take the time. Maybe you want to try a new elective class. Maybe you want to volunteer in your community. Maybe you want to join a new club and see what, they're all about. Definitely explore, try new things, volunteer, so that you can figure out what you are passionate about, what you really thrive and enjoy doing. That way, when you get into your career and you're learning and you're growing, you can be the best version of yourself. Because like I said, you're in a job for many years. You want to enjoy it. You want to like what you do. Now, trust me, there are hard days and there are easy days. And I know there's days you're thinking, what am I doing? But overall, you want to like what you do. You want to know that that's something you're passionate about, that you're excited to experience, and you wanted to know that you can continue to learn and grow in that career field so that you can be the best version of yourself. Well, I thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about what it means to be a principal. It is a great job that I have loved for the past 20 years. So if you're interested in teaching, maybe working with kids, maybe being a principal is what you're going to ultimately do. So again, as you go through your career exploration, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is listed below. I would be more than happy to answer any questions. We maybe even could set up a time that you could come onto campus, maybe during summer, and we could walk the campus and talk a little bit more about what it takes to be a principal. But I wish you the very best on your career journey. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk a little bit about the day in the life of a principal. Remember, go out there and explore what you're passionate about and what you love doing. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.